If you are someone who feels like you are stuck in the relationship department and you either keep attracting people who are not the right fit, you're stuck in these patterns, or you're starting to feel disheartened and like there's no one out there for you, then this video is going to be really helpful because we are going to be breaking down some of the biggest limiting beliefs that keep you stuck in your old story and therefore attracting more of the same people towards you. And when I understood this, everything in my own life changed because I was someone who really kept attracting the same situations over and over and over again. And especially if you have trauma or any kind of heartbreak, it can keep you even stronger identified in those things. So we don't want to be there. We want to break free. And this is what I'm going to be helping with you on today's video. Okay. Welcome back. My name is Kara Michelle. I'm here to help you live your truth, and I want to break down specific limiting beliefs around partners and relationships and how this can keep you really stuck if you don't identify your own limiting beliefs around the situation, because what you focus on grows. So the more you focus on the limitation, on the lack of something, the more you're going to see it and the more you're going to continue to attract that to your life. And a perfect example, in my own experience growing up, I always had a ton of insecurities and anxieties and a lot of unworthiness. I never felt like I was good enough. And so I kind of self-sabotaged any relationships that came my way. And then with like people who I really did like, and then I continued to attract people who I wasn't interested in. And so my story became like, oh, the guys I like never like me, and like I just attract like these other people who I'm like not interested in at all. And I continued to believe that, to tell myself that. And what did I continue to do? I continued to actually sabotage anytime someone did come my way that I liked, because I believed I wasn't good enough. I believed that they couldn't truly like me, or that it was just like some weird thing. And I would kind of like ruin the whole situation to keep my belief being true, because there's nothing the ego wants more than to continue to think that it's right and to continue to see what it believes show up in the real world. So if you believe something like I did, then it's trying to keep that as a truth, and it's gonna like cause you to act weirdly when other things show up so that you can continue to have that belief be true. So we want to shatter those beliefs and create a new awareness and perspective around how you see yourself and how you see your how you see relationships. So one of the big ones is like, no one will ever love me. And this comes from deep-seated unworthiness. And this is something that you really, I highly recommend, please do some inner work on, do some healing around, because that is going to block you in every area of your life. And the fact of the matter is, who you are is worthy, who you are is good enough. But until you actually truly feel, see, and believe it in yourself, you're not going to be ready to attract the right person. So you're going to continue to attract people who really just match your own belief. So if you think you're unworthy, that means you don't think you deserve the best partner and this loving person and your dream ideal relationship and dream life, right? Because you don't believe you're worthy of it. So when someone or some opportunity comes along that would match your ideal situation, you're going to say, oh, I'm not worthy. It's too good to be true. It's not going to work out, I can't have it. And you're bringing in all this doubt, all this energy, and somehow you're going to either miss it, you're going to sabotage it and ruin it, or let it pass you by. So when you do the work to find your self-worth and to know that you deserve the best, then when these opportunities show up, you're going to be going into them like, yeah, of course this person loves me, of course this opportunity showed up, of course they think I'm good enough, because I am. You're going to have this total different confidence and self-worth around the situation that's going to allow you to go into it from that place. So your energy in relationships dictates what comes out. And another example is just like, if you think that this is just like in friendship relationships, but for me, a long time, my story, why can't I talk today? A lot of my story for a long time was that people didn't listen to me and nobody really heard me or cared about my opinion. This came from like weird limiting beliefs from childhood, certain memories that I perceived in a certain way. And then I started to notice how like I would talk, people would talk over me, and it just fueled that belief that nobody cared what I had to say. And so eventually it got to the point where I stopped talking and I stopped trying to say anything and I became the really quiet girl because nobody was going to listen. So I just kind of like didn't want to waste my time and energy even trying and then feeling more disheartened and worthless. But this also led to a really, really unhealthy pattern of me being quiet when I shouldn't be quiet and not speaking up for myself in really bad situations because I basically had programmed myself to be quiet, to stay small. And this also was the energy that attracted a lot of predators and stuff like that, and people who knew they could push my buttons and take advantage of me because they knew I wasn't going to say anything, because I hadn't spoken up for myself or created any boundaries in ages. So it's a really toxic place when you have a limiting story about yourself. And if this is something that's resonating with you, please hit the free training, the free mindset training link that's down below, because this all comes back to mindset, how you see yourself, and the energy you show up with in your life. So when you do the shifts and you do the proper work to get rid of that old story, that's when you can start to embody who it is you truly are and who it is you want to be. So throughout all of my work on myself, this was a big thing that I needed to work on in kind of like deprogramming this old belief that nobody wanted to hear what I had to say. And I started to just program in like, people love listening to me talk. People love when I tell my stories. I have so much knowledge and value to give, and people appreciate that. I started to believe a new story, and then what my brain started to focus on, because I was telling it over and over again, it started to then actually focus on the times when that was true. And the times when people said, oh, you're such a great speaker, or wow, that was like amazing, thanks for sharing, or all these good things, which then fueled that belief and helped me step into that identity. So it's all about the way you see yourself. And this is where that free mindset training I share down below is going to totally transform everything for you. So check that out for sure. Another one that's really limiting is like, there are no good guys out there. There are no good girls out there. This was another one that the more you say it, the more closed off you're becoming. You're not going to see good people around you if you believe that there's no good people. It's like saying the world's a horrible place. Well, are you going to actually leave your house and see beauty? You're going to just continuously see the things that you think are wrong, that are bad, that are dirty, like that are evil, because you're telling yourself the world is a bad place. So the same thing goes for partnerships and relationships. If you think, oh, there's no good people out there, and like, I always just attract the bad people, and like, then that's who you're going to continue to attract, because that's what you're calling into your experience and into your reality. So as always, this comes back to step number 1, awareness, and realizing what is your limiting story when it comes to partnerships, and what is it you're telling yourself, because you are probably most likely on a subconscious level blocking the dream partner or the dream relationship, or you're bringing your own story and perception into whatever relationship you're in. Or if you're single, you're bringing it into that, and you're continuously telling yourself something that's going to keep you blocked and limited. And this is obviously not what you want, because you desire something. So you need to create a new story and a new belief system that's going to actually empower you and allow you to step into that place of what it is you desire. So 2 examples are, I am lovable because I exist. And this is beautiful. It's from Louise Hay. She's just done such amazing work in her life, and I'm lovable because I exist. because you are already worthy. And when you can find that and believe that, everything in life changes, not just relationship wise. So the more you can realize that you are good enough just for being, just for sitting here right now, breathing in the air, looking the way you look, talking the way you talk, you are enough and you are lovable. So believing that is going to allow you to show up in a new energy and to be open for people to come find you. And the second one is the right person is on their way to me right now. Because you're leaving the door open. Can you see how if you're saying there are no good guys or girls out there, you're literally closing the door on everyone. You're just like, I don't want it. It's not happening. It's not possible. But if you're like, the right person is on their way to me right now, you're like, oh, you're open. You're ready for them. You're saying like, look, I'm here. I know the right person is coming. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm open to it. Like maybe I bump into them at the supermarket. Maybe they're sitting next to me at like a sports game. Maybe a friend of a friend introduces us. Maybe you're on a trip. Who knows? But you're open to the abundant possibilities. And this is what the universe likes, because that's how the universe operates. It operates from abundance and from there are a million potential ways that you could meet your soulmate, or a million potential ways that you could end up meeting like your new group of best friends and people who totally get who you are on a soul level. But if you're closed off and saying it's not possible, or saying like I'm not worthy of it, or it's always just never worked out in the past and people always hurt me, if you're telling that story, you're not going to draw in the right people that you want. So the mindset game, the energy game, the openness and the willingness to see things differently is going to help so much. And I've seen this so often where people come to me and they're telling this story about their relationships. And like I said at the very beginning, that's where I wanted to tie this in, was trauma. When you have a traumatic experience, it can be very, very difficult to break out of that place and to tell a new story, because the trauma is so heavy and it impacts you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and that can become a really strong part of your identity. So if you've had a really traumatic past relationship or relationships, this is something that you really want to put some effort into healing and doing this work on, because you will continue to attract things. And for me and my trauma, like because of my own unworthiness and years of thinking I wasn't good enough and I didn't deserve better, and then years of quieting myself because I felt nobody cared or would listen anyway, and nobody really respected me. These were all my beliefs and my story I was telling myself. Well, then I ended up in jobs where I was getting sexually harassed by male coworkers, and they were just like crossing the line, super creepy and inappropriate. And then I was sexually assaulted by someone, and then I thought, I need to do the work on this story. Like, why am I carrying this energy, and why do I believe that I deserve these things? And I started doing the work thinking I'm working through it, I'm getting through this story, but then I'd have like a new boss and he would like really get possessive and controlling and cross the line, and I'd leave my job after like 3 days because I couldn't work for him and I didn't feel safe. And it was just this point where I was like, why does this pattern keep happening? Why do I continue to attract these things? But it's because I still had work to do on an energetic level and then on a mental level of believing I deserve more. And that's a big part of why I continue to do this work and why I focus especially on helping women, because so often as women, we do end up playing small. We end up in situations we're taken advantage of, we're not respected or appreciated or treated equally. And then we feel guilty and we carry this guilt and shame and we think it's us and it's our fault. And it just continues to bring that energy and that negativity. It's toxic. It's horrible. And so when we can see that, you know what, you are worthy, you are I was just gonna say the F word and I don't usually swear. You are a queen. Like, you are the most amazing person in the world. You don't deserve any of that shit. Like, when you start to embody this energy of knowing your worth and you kind of get rid of these limiting beliefs and that like low vibe energy that you've maybe been holding on to for a long time and continuously attracting, that's when you start to attract the right people. And the other people don't even have a shot, because even if they try to cross the line or push your buttons or, you know, like take advantage of you, you're going to be feeling so strong in who you are that you're going to get out of that situation. You're going to like say no. You're going to not even let them get close to what they're trying to do. You know, you're just going to be in this new warrior energy, or like this goddess energy of like knowing your worth, knowing what you stand for, and knowing what's acceptable. And when you embody that and you fully believe and know that you deserve the best, there's no room for anything less to come in. You can only attract the best. And anything lower than that is going to try, and it's going to bump and hit off and go away. And you're going to just keep standing there like the queen you are. I don't know why I want to swear so much. This is getting me fired up. You're going to stand there and you're going to own your worth, and you're going to know who you are, what you deserve, and you're going to wait, and you're going to call in the person who's going to treat you the best. And I apologize, this got very gender specific for a bit at the end of this video, but the same goes if you're watching this and you're a male. It's all about knowing your worth and what you deserve, and believing that you deserve the best from your partner. And when you become love, when you know that you are everything and you are enough, then there's no room for you to attract people who are going to see you as less than that. So it's really powerful to do this work. If you haven't, again, make sure you watch that free mindset training. It's going to help you a lot with releasing some of your old story and your old limiting beliefs, and it's going to show you how to create this new identity. And like what I coach people on in my 90-day program is basically releasing this old story and old identity, building up the confidence, having that clean slate and that new empowered version of yourself that you step into so that you can create the life that you want, you know, attract the right people, live out your dreams, do all these things that you're actually truly meant for, because you've cleared out all the low vibe shit that's keeping you down. So the video training is down below. It's really powerful. I highly recommend. If you haven't, please hit the thumbs up, give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. That's what I meant to say. And I will see you guys on the next video.